This is Freddie Mitchell, better known as Icewater. I'm tapping in with Networking the Streets.
What's up, family? Welcome to another Networking the Streets episode. Today we got a special guest, a legend not only in the streets of Houston, but in the state of Texas, Freddie Icewater Mitchell. How you living? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Living good. Everything good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's go back to the beginning. You know, Brewster Park, 5th Ward, Houston, Texas. What was it like growing up in the 70s and 80s?
Man, it was tough growing up in the 70s and 80s, man. It was poverty, man. You know what I'm saying? And you had to get it how you live, man. You know, we took in, that criminal mind state, you know what I mean, to survive, you know. So that's what it was. That's what it was about.
Yes, sir. And in the 80s, when the crack epidemic came, how was it during the crack era in 5th Ward?
Man, it was so tough, man. You had so many people that was falling to that crack area, man, to where it was taking people down, people sitting in bodies. I seen family, people, friends that I know, you know what I mean? And man, it was just tough. That crack area just took a lot of lives. People down, man, you know what I mean? And shit, we had to, some people, not sorry to say it, I picked it up and did it to my people, and which wasn't good, you know what I mean? But it's what I had to do to survive and make a living, being in a poor household.
Yes, sir. What made Brewster stand out from other blocks in your era? Like, what was Brewster known for, in your generation?
Well, Brewster back then, man, we was it stood out because Brewster didn't allow anybody to come over there. We didn't allow any. We always stuck together. We got money. We did what we had to do to get money. We helped each other, picked each other up. You know what I mean? And that's what it was about. You know what I mean? And we just stayed away from, because a lot of other people and all that, we kind of consider them as not, like this niggas. How niggas do a lot of far-fetched shit. You know what I mean? So that's where that Brewster Park bitch killer come from. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Some of these niggas are bitches too, just like when that bitch made bitch shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So how was your upbringing? Coming up as a child and stuff like that. Did you grow up in a 2-parent household, single-parent household?
I grew up in a single-parent household, man. My father left my mother when we was kids, so coming up it was hard for me. My parents, we was poor, so, I did a lot of things to try to make ends meet with mama, grandma, all that, you know what I mean? So it was tough. It's growing up poor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was your household strict?
Yeah, it was strict, but, as you get older, and you start doing things with your mama, she whooping you, ain't hurting you or nothing, you gonna go do what you want, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we just did what I had to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
At what age did you, jump off the porch, get into the streets?
Man, be honest with you, man, at 12 going on 13, I ran away from home, man. I went to picking up, selling drugs, robbing, doing different stuff in the streets, man. And I ran away from home at 13 and was living out in the streets, hotel, different things of that nature, whatever. And man, it was dangerous for a kid to be on the street. I was a kid on the streets. So I ended up going back home or whatever, but I just thought, I took that criminal mindset, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wasn't able to supply this and that, so I just started doing what I had to do to get it. Jordans or whatever I had to wear, what I wanted to wear, rock, selling drugs, all that.
And what made you get into the streets?
Man, to be honest with you, just looking at how people that lived in the streets had money and was able to supply for people that didn't have nothing and help kids and, stuff like that. The hustlers. The hustlers. That what made me get to the street, you know what I mean? So that what gave me that mindset that, go get it. Yeah.
Is there anybody, who influenced you, that you can name that's, that's out the way now, that already, did their time and already changed their lives or no longer here? Is there anybody that influenced you?
Yeah, I got a variety of people. Well, R.I.P. to my cousin, Albert Pope. He inspired me. My big brother, Nathaniel Mitchell. And you got people like Cedric Slaughter from West Street, known as Sid, Buddy Kelly, from West Street. You got Purvis Patrick from West. Had a cousin named Batman. You know, got my cousin Batman, Curtis Polk. He inspired me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All those guys. Of course, I got to put Jay in now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
And how long you been knowing Jay? And when did y'all meet? Did y'all go to school together? You know,
I've been knowing Jay ever since, man, I was a kid. I know I've been knowing Jay since I was 16, probably younger. Yeah, I've been knowing Jay mostly all my life. When he first started with the rap stuff and all that, the rap a lot records and all that. I've been knowing Jay for a long time.
And what did Rap A Lot mean to Fifth Ward, you know, at that time?
Well, you know, Rap A Lot was getting us, you know, Rap A Lot meant everything to us because we had a rap label and a company and all that, and Jay coming out of Fifth Ward, so that meant everything to us, you know what I mean? Something that we had to talk about and you know, and live on. You see what I'm saying? Something that, you know, inspired us, that showed us that we can do better and accomplish things right here in the midst of the darkness of the ghetto, of poverty. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, at what age when you first got arrested?
13, I think I was like 13, 14. I went out to juvenile detention. Then from there, I was on juvenile probation, from juvenile probation to dope probation. When I was like 14, 13.
Yes, sir. So, did you already know how to fight before you started, you know, getting incarcerated, or like juvenile was around the time when you started, you know?
Well, I knew what happened was the guy that I said R.I.P. to, Albert Pope, he taught me how to fight, but I used to go to the Salvation Army. And at the cell, we used to box and stuff. So, and then out in the streets in the ward, I had a lot of cousins and family members and friends. You know, we had to fight each other. My friend Buddy Kid and all them, they make us fight each other, this and that. So that's how I got you know, learn how to fight, box. I had a partner, a trainer. His name Eric Massagin, used to train me at the Salvation Army. And he started teaching me that because, you know, I was a little dude that always was fighting. So he was like, man, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
So he started training me and stuff at the Salvation Army. And there, I went from there.
And around what age that was?
14, 13 a little bit, 15, 16.
And when did you realize, like man, I'm one hell of a fighter. Like, I'm a bad nigga when it comes to fighting?
Well, to be honest with you, probably around by when I got off of prison. I think round up in there because, like, that's when I had to deal with a lot of different sizes and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, different people coming at me, you know what I mean? They ain't care your size or what, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Which it didn't matter no way, because I always was the smallest dealing with the bigger, you know what I mean, anyway, but
Yeah.
it just was a different level then.
Yes, sir. So